pass that short. 2 links on the chain. Third down and inches for Hostetler. This is the way the Raiders have moved the ball early in their last few games. Art Shell just total dismay as to what's happening to his team in the second half.
Yeah, and you know, in a very unique coaching approach this week, he sat the whole team down and they watched both offense and defense of last week. That's very unusual.
Watching the first half and then say, now look at yourself in the second half. What's going wrong?
Yeah, can you see the difference? He said the plays are there to be made in the second half. We're just not making them.
64. It's an eligible receiver.
Todd Pete, 64, an eligible receiver. Johnny Greer announcing that. And it's Hostetler having trouble taking the snap on the sneak, but gets forward for the first down on the 11th play of this drive with the opening kickoff. Shell, the obvious question is, with the fade in the second half, is it conditioning?
Yeah, and he said that's the first question he asked his coaches and players. I'm not sure players are good people to ask about how do you feel conditioning-wise, but they tried to examine as much as they could of their team last week, and it's highly unusual for a team to sit down in the middle of the season, look at both halves, both sides of the ball.
The Raiders have consumed half of this opening quarter, and the ball is at the 33-yard line on the game's first possession. Reverse to Tim Brown, running room, 30. Jet with a block, and Brown out of bounds at the 20. Another first down. Mark it at the 19. Sean Van Horst gets him out of the field of play.
Well, the Raiders have used just about anything you can think of here in their opening drive. Good play action fake, and O'Neal 91 already knows, uh-oh. And then again, you see this Jet kid, 82. Well, what a free agent. Track guys aren't supposed to stand out there and make blocks like that either.
Rocket Ismail is into the game for the first time. He's lined up slot left. An 8-minute drive already. No score. There's a flag against the Raiders. Early movement right side. It appeared to be Montoya.
False start.
1, 2,
65.
I see
Offense.
5 flags
Prior
on
to
the
the
field.
snap. Still first down.
Veteran Max in his 204th NFL game. Art Shell played in 27 more. 231 as a Raider.
Yeah, Max, I think, has also had 4 Pro Bowls, and Art Shell 8.
Well, this has been something we've seen the Raiders a lot this year. It's been an interesting battle, the statistic of rushing yards versus penalty yards against. They were in the minus column most of the year, but the rushing game picking up the last 2 contests for LA. On 1st and 15, Hostetler again. Great protection going deep. Almost hits the tight end, Ethan Horton. The ball was a little low. 3 Chargers were there, but there was a crack for that ball to fly through.
The 2 safeties converged. Darren Carrington had the coverage, and I think Stanley Richards is the man standing right in center field. Look at him on the hash mark. He reads the quarterback's eyes, just gets over there. Actually, I think that should have been caught. It would have been tough. Carrington just got in front of the receiver, but close enough to catch.
Those tight ends aren't supposed to miss anyway, are they?
Especially not on the goal line, Rick. Not on the goal line.
2nd and 15. Flags down. 6:39 left in this first quarter. This is an amazing opening drive by the Raiders, a team not known for consuming the clock with their stretch offense. Get the ball down the field, throw deep, but they've been very effective. The only thing slowing them down is this.
92. Defense.
And this one will go the other way. Bert Grossman.
Still second down.
Too quick off the ball. So the Raiders get the 5 yards back and bring up 2nd and 10.
Now, Dick, I mentioned last week in playing Kansas City, they really got Kansas City at the line of scrimmage jumping a lot. The Raiders may have changed their snap count a little bit here to get this San Diego defensive line across the line of scrimmage too early.
Toss to Robinson. Turns the corner. Good hit there by Stanley Richard, the safety. The sheriff from Little Hawkins, Texas. He played on a high school team with only 18 boys on his high school team, and he has a very unique training system during the season. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after a game.
Yeah, he's fallen in love with the ocean. So he has one of those
Jet skis.
He goes out there and he says, you're just flying along and you see seals and you might see a whale. And he said, yeah, I'm out there one time and a U.S. nuclear submarine comes to the top of the water.
That'll get your attention.
What a surprise.
3rd and 7. Again, too much time for Hostetler, and he's able to find Tim Brown. 1st and goal at the 7. Marquez Pope with a tackle, but you give Hostetler or any quarterback that much time, he should find someone on.
And he's had time. Watch the adjustment that Tim Brown makes. You're going to see it across the line of scrimmage. He comes from the right, goes in. Now he's looking. That's a veteran adjustment. Tim Brown makes himself open when Marquez Pope does a good job in coverage. Excellent play by Tim Brown.
Nearly a 10-minute opening drive. 1st and goal outside the 6-yard line. How many 3rd downs has he converted? I believe 4 on this drive. Yes. Steve Smith, the fullback, one of his rare carries. He has about half the yardage to the goal line. Smith, who is 2nd in rushing for the Raiders, but has only 101 yards coming in.
Dick, that was the 17th play of this drive, and it's already accomplished one thing for the Los Angeles Raiders, and that is trying to strike a balance. And when you can get your opponent on the field for 17 plays to start the opening of the game, you've already worn them out to a certain extent.
Yeah, Bobby Ross is going to have to get his offense start to stretch and go through calisthenics.
Absolutely, yes.
It cooled off. 4.5 to go in the quarter. Smith again. Stuffed by Gary Plummer, and then plenty of support as Darian Gordon and Darren Carrington came up from the secondary. 3rd and goal.
About the only thing the Chargers can do here is try to hold them to 3 points. I mean, even though they're going to be worn out, whipped, and almost through the 1st quarter, at least they'll salvage something from this if they can hold them to 3 points.
I don't know if this game's going to Miami, but would Bill Parcells just weep in joyous tears watching a drive like this? This is his New York Giant kind of drive. Less than 4 minutes to go in the quarter. It's been the Raiders on this long drive to 3rd and goal. Fake to Smith. Hostetler. Incomplete. Back into the end zone was Andrew Glover, the tight end. And the Raiders will have to settle for a field goal. What a way to start a game.
It's not often you'll see an 18-play drive that ends up in 3 points.
And they still have to make that. It's exactly an extra point. The ball's on the 2-yard line.
11 minutes.
Bill Arnsparger's strategy, bring him down inside and make him settle for 3.
I don't think so.
Jeff Jagers missed only twice this year, and he belts that one through for the first points of the game. Jager now is 19 for 21.
That was an impressive drive, except at the end.
3:38 left in the quarter, and the Chargers have yet to get the ball.
Well, now extreme pressure on the San Diego offense, and that is they've got to give their defense a rest. They've got to maintain control of the football here at the end of the 1st quarter and try for a lot of drives. They can't be trying for big plays. They've got to keep moving the chains to give that defense a rest now to recover.
There's Boss Ross as he gets ready to send his offense on the field. Scores in Buffalo. Goes to 8-2 with their victory against Indianapolis at home, and the Bears with another upset. They're 5-5 as they defeat Kansas City. Buffalo at Kansas City. That'll be a terrific match next Sunday late here on NBC. The Raiders will be at Cincinnati early. Denver, Seattle, some of you will see. And don't forget Thanksgiving Day. Bob and I will be in Irving, Texas, as the Miami Dolphins and Dallas Cowboys play. And what an upset by Atlanta. That's the upset of the season.
Absolutely. That isn't pro. That's the upset of the season.
Oh, that's right. Yesterday was the, what a day. Maybe it's the weekend. The kickoff by Jager to Eric Bieniemy, the former Colorado star. Eric doesn't get to the 20, and the problems with Bieniemy continue. The first man seems to get him down. Greg Biekert, his teammate, with the Buffaloes made the stop on special teams. Here's John Freeze and the offense for the Chargers. Swain, Sandusky, Hall, Malinicek, and Brock. Rebuild offensive line. They really miss Eric Moten out for the year. Freeze the quarterback with Butts. We'll see a lot of Natron Means, the rookie. Miller, the leading receiver, with Jefferson. Two tight ends, Young and Walker. It's the Redskins offense. They use those tight ends as blockers, not often as receivers. And Butts starts in the backfield. You see in their posse, Nate Lewis comes in along with Ronnie Harmon. Freeze comes out throwing, and it's Miller with the catch. He's out to the 26-yard line. Aaron Wallace, the tackler. Miller's 48th catch of the season.
And amazingly, I think he's really the only outside receiver that the Chargers have who's a threat. And teams double team him. There you see a little short out pattern run by Anthony Miller. Aaron Wallace, 51, the man in coverage, still able to make the completion.
2nd and 3. Miller the speed, wide left. Young in motion, and they run behind his block. Marion Butts, and he's stuck. Good help by Eddie Anderson, the short tackling safety of the Los Angeles Raiders, after Townsend had slowed up the play, and Anderson finished it off. Defense for the white jerseyed Raiders. Long really plays inside. McLaughlin, Harrison, and Townsend. Wallace, Kelly, and Moss, the linebackers. The back four for Los Angeles. McDaniel and Washington, two solid corners. Hoskins and Anderson at safety. And they go to the nickel. The sprinter, James Trapp, comes in. Natron Means now in the backfield for San Diego on 3rd and short, and he gets the toss. Means almost fumbles, but able to recover the bobble and get the first down at the 31. Joe Kelly finished the tackle, and Means still hugging the ball.
That was very close, Dick. See, good lead block here by Hendrickson, 34, but it was 99 Winston Moss who stripped the ball away. Means does a good job of retaining possession, and it is a first down.
Rookie from North Carolina has fumbled only once this year, and logging some big numbers. Actually leads Marion Butts now, coming in 368 to 366. So both teams have rookies leading in rushing. Oops. Nolan Harrison is the man who makes contact with Mike Sandusky. Was he drawn? Yes, he was.
72.
No, he's
Defense.
guilty of the charge himself, Harrison. And a 5-yard penalty.
Can be crossed, and I think Archella just, he says nothing and hopes for the best.
Well, for the Raiders, traditionally their line's a little thicker.
Yes,
They allow a little more. They want to be aggressive. That's their style. Butts with good hard running to the 41 is close to a first down. Hoskins and Anderson at safety finally get him to the turf. 1 minute to go in the quarter. 3-0.
Still one of the game's great power rushers, Marion Butts. I know here in San Diego he's been replaced by Natron Means when it comes to the critical part of the game, the 4th quarter. But Natron told us yesterday that Marion Butts softens that defense up. And then I come in 2nd quarter, 4th quarter.
Really,
take
the 4th
advantage of
quarter.
it. Yeah.
Especially this year. He's been the go-to man in the 4th quarter. In fact, Butts has only 3 carries in the 4th quarter this year, and it's been Means the way of Bobby Ross.
But the only reason Bobby Ross's explanation is not the power and strength of Means. Means is a little better receiver. Butts will never be. He will never be accused of being a decent receiver.
And as Carrington says, Means has a little more jelly in him, a little more wiggle.
Moving. He can move.
245 pounds, 5'10" rookie from North Carolina. So first down, San Diego. 49 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 3-0 the Raiders lead.
Audible.
So it's a 2nd and short, pardon me, and off the right side, and not much there at all for Butts, but they only needed inches and gets a first down. San Diego, and that'll probably be the final play of the quarter.
Yeah. Last night I talked on the phone with John Freeze, the quarterback of the Chargers, and I said, what's the difference in this game plan? And he said, we probably have more check with knees than we've ever had in the game to try to take advantage of the multiple defenses that the Raiders use.
Freese sees that it is not necessary to run a play in the final seconds of this opening quarter. So one long possession of 11 minutes 22 seconds by the Raiders for 3, and San Diego still working on their chance at the end of a quarter. 3-0 Los Angeles. One of the blockers, short yardage. He's the Rocket, shortened from Rocket Head. So we open the second quarter. 3-0 Raiders. And San Diego first down at their 42. Little delay for Butts with running room. Powers his way into Raider territory, and nearly a 10-yard pickup. Lionel Washington and Winston Moss collaborate on the stop.
Dick, watch the very end of this run by Marion Butts. It may be the difference in the way he runs. Not yet, but watch the way he sidesteps his defensive back a little bit. 5 years ago, he'd have run right through him. Now, that may be intelligence on Butts' part, but 5 years ago, he was known for picking out the space between the 3 and the 3 and aiming there.
Nearly 10 yards, second and less than a yard at the Raider 48. That's Sean Jefferson in motion. The fake to Butts, and a long throw, and wide open is Sean Jefferson, who was the man in motion, but he couldn't hit him. And Freese getting up slowly as he delivers the ball. Fans are booing because San Diego's had great difficulty scoring at home, and last week three different passes were dropped for touchdowns, and when Jefferson seemed so wide open, and Anderson also is subject to some of the booing because of the bump.
That arm in front of Sean Jefferson may have disrupted that reception. Jefferson can't seem to stay healthy here with the Chargers. That play took a long time to develop too.
So 3 down, and now it's 3rd and inches. And it's Means in on short yardage, and he has the first down to the 45-yard line before Kelly can make the pop along with Eddie Anderson.
Well, this is going according to Bobby Ross's plan here. I think this is perfect because the end of the quarter gave the defense a little rest. The Chargers just moving the chains here slowly, surely, giving the defense a rest. But there's still pressure on this offense now to even this out for their defense.
Derek Walker lined up in the backfield as a blocker and H-back, and nothing there for Marion Butts. No gain on first down. Howie Long, and Derek Hoskins with a tackle.
Hoskins coming from the safety spot.
Long, a man who still gets off the ball with anyone in the game, and while listed as an end, really as a defensive tackle. He was Oakland Raider with Coach Art Shell up there in the Coliseum on the east side of the bay. Last of the breed. Jefferson in motion on 2nd and 10. Freese. Wide, very close to Lionel Washington. Ronnie Harmon was the man he was looking for. It'll be 3rd and 10. And from San Diego, Dick Enberg and Bob Trumpy welcome those of you that watched Houston win at Cleveland 27-20. And I would imagine that there is turmoil aplenty in the city on the banks of the Lake Erie, and Houston fans can well identify with that.
But Cleveland now 0-2 AB. That's after Bernie.
Here it's 3-0 Raiders. We're in the second quarter already. Freese through the hands of the tight end Walker. The drop pass means that the punting team comes on. And those of you just joining us, the Raiders took the kickoff and marched 11 minutes and 22 seconds, an 18-play drive, and settled for a 19-yard field goal by Jeff Jager. That was the Chargers' first possession, and ending apparently now on a punt, and we have 12:44 left in the half. This first half flying by. Tim Brown, one of the best, back at the 10, needing only a handful of yards, 6 more to become the all-time Raider in punt return yardage. Kidd will hit that one into the end zone. And the Raiders will take it at the 20-yard line. Only a 24-yard net on the punt. Timeout. Who's San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium. The Raiders with their second possession, leading 3-0 on a short 20-yard field goal officially by Jeff Jager. An injury report: the Chargers cornerback Sean Van Horse out with a left ankle contusion, questionable. So rookie Darian Gordon, number 21 from Stanford, takes over. There's Van Horse. Robinson, the rookie running back, turning the corner. And a good pickup of 10 yards. Make it 11 on first down. Carrington bumps him out. Robinson has been running more confidently in the last 3 games.
Yeah, Dick, maybe it is that he's carried the ball so much now he's becoming a little more comfortable. It might also be that the Raiders have begun to emphasize the running game a little more. Wider splits, going back to the basic runs, nothing fancy. And this young man has had a very positive effect on this offense.
First down on this carry. Ball right on the 30. 12 minutes to go in the first half. 3-0 Los Angeles. Robinson again gets the corner. And chopped down by Gordon, who came up from a corner. They really turned Leslie O'Neal inside, hooked him, and Robinson read the block well.
Yeah, but Dick, watch right here the matchup, the tight end on Leslie O'Neal, the end of it. Oh, you can't quite see it. Ethan Horton grabbed a hold of his jersey and got away with it. I mean, he had a fistful of jersey. Watch 88 on 91. See him pull his jersey, spun him right around. That always helped capture that corner.
6 yards for Robinson, who now has 31 in this half. No flag. Robinson again. And he's out of bounds at the 46-yard line with another first down. Richard pushed him away, but Robinson chewing up good chunks.
And this offensive line of the Los Angeles Raiders doing an outstanding job. Gerald Perry pushes Leslie O'Neal out of the way. Plummer can't get there. Seau can't get there. This is a fine rushing defense that the San Diego Chargers possess. And the Raiders right now controlling it. And again, they're making the problem worse. This defense is going to get very tired towards the second half of this game if this keeps up.
In fact, San Diego's second only to the Pittsburgh Steelers in rushing defense this season. And Hostetler, with that play clock running down, spends his first time out. It's 3-0 Raiders. AFC West, the Raiders and Chargers, original AFL teams. First game won by San Diego, 30-23, although the Raiders had all the yardage, just as it is today. The Raiders with all the possession, but it's just a 3-0 game. On first down, Hostetler looked for something big and now throws, intercepted. Steve Hendrickson. Hendrickson, the Rocket Man, is to the 40-yard line. His first career interception.
This play designed to go deep to Jet. The outlet is Greg Robinson out in the flat. Hendrickson plays it beautifully. Stays underneath the receiver. Gerald Perry makes the tackle. And the Chargers have the ball on the plus side of the field.
Rocket head with those welts on his brow from Napa, California. What an interception.
He plays it beautifully, Dick. Here he is right here. He takes on Steve Smith, the blocking back, and then drops back right underneath the receiver to come up with the interception. I mean, you can't ask a linebacker to do any more than what Hendrickson does here. Nice hands, returns it. Actually looks like he knows what he's doing with it.
Yeah, he's run it too. He had that big touchdown in the playoffs against Kansas City. Freeze, play action, and he misses Sean Jefferson on the near sidelines. Part of the controversy here in San Diego, the Chargers, after their great season last year when Stan Humphries led them to 12 wins in their last 13 games, is will Humphries come back and replace Freeze?
I missed all of this year. Watch Howie Long. That's a helmet in the chest.
We've seen penalties go down
Yes,
for that.
we have. As a matter
Against
of fact,
Montana.
you're right. Sean Lee against Montana in this stadium.
There's Humphries, injured in the preseason against San Francisco, ruined his shoulder, but he says he's healthy now. Give to Butts, and Butts on second and long gets about 3 yards before Winston Moss the defensive captain of the Raiders, can make the stop.
Let me make one comment about John Freeze. When you watch this San Diego football team on offense on tape, there are a lot of instances where they have just two-man patterns. The two outside guys, or it's Anthony Miller and it's Ronnie Harmon out of the backfield. When you've got a quarterback looking at just two receivers out there, it's tough to make the completions. I mean, most teams flood the defense with receivers. San Diego does not.
Harmon in there now with 3 wides. 3rd and 7. Underneath, incomplete to Jefferson. Broken up nicely by Torn Dorn. So Freeze in this first half has 1 completed pass.
Well, that time they did flood the defense with receivers. And the initial receiver was Ronnie Harmon, 33, going down through the middle. But Andre Bruce with excellent coverage. So they got to go to the outlet. Dorn, excellent job in coverage. Right there with the ball to knock it away.
Freeze then 1 for 6. John Kidd, 25 yards net on his first punt. Scored a touchdown against the Bears last week. The only no offensive touchdowns against Chicago. Kidd on a fake field goal.
Oh, this is a good one, Dick.
And the fair catch by Tim Brown at the 8-yard line. And with it a timeout, 9:49. Raiders pitching a shutout. Welcome back to San Diego, 3-0 Raiders. We haven't seen any outbreak of emotion. They don't like each other. When you were with the Bengals 10 years, was there just one team that you absolutely did not like and like to take out your frustration?
Sure. Pittsburgh. But I mean, it didn't make any difference if you liked them or not. They still kicked your butt. It didn't help. Now, we just never got along with Pittsburgh.
So from deep in their own end, they give to the blocking back, Steve Smith, and the big guy from Penn State barrels out to the 15-yard line. Gain of 7.
Dick, we have seen so much offense here by the Los Angeles Raiders, showing great patience. You know, we haven't seen them really fire the thing down the field here. Their choice is to control the line of scrimmage, take a little bit here, a little bit there, and to this point, it's worked beautifully.
That is not the record, but he and Gossett now with 90 in a row. Here comes Robinson. And a flag down as Robinson had the first down. Sean Lee wraps him up, and it's against the Raiders. Art Shell. It's been a very frustrating year for him. He feels that his team is very, very good, and at times they reflect that. Just seem to overpower the opposition.
Holding, 35, offense.
But they are their own worst enemy at times and lead the league by a bunch in penalty yards.
We're going to see the hold right here on Junior Seau as the play develops. He comes through the line of scrimmage, and it's Steve Smith. Seau tries to jump around the block. Steve Smith tackles him and is caught. Another 10-yard penalty.
Well, half the distance makes it 2nd and 10. 11 officially, but right on the sticks. Gary Plummer right there in the gap to deny Steve Smith. Plummer, one of the underrated players on this Charger team, and it was only a matter of time that we had some extracurriculars.
Yes. He told us yesterday he lives just down the street from Bobby Ross. He's an 11-year veteran, and he says, you know, his fellow players say, you know, we see you over there mowing Bobby Ross's grass, and that's why you're extending your career. But this kid is a heck of a player. He's the stay-at-home guy. He's the guy who takes on the blockers so Seau can make the tackle.
3rd and long. Hostetler has been very successful on 3rd down, and he's got another one to Jet on the sidelines. 1st down at the 22. That's 5 out of 6 3rd down conversions for Hostetler.
And Dick, I'm telling you, the more I see this James Jet kid, what a find. This guy runs off Donald Frank, 27, the man in coverage. Watch the cushion. See how much yardage there is? Watch Jet at the top of the screen. A little Freddie Bolitnikoff start. And you've got to respect this kid's world-class speed. We say that about a lot of people in the NFL. This kid owns a gold medal in the 4x100-meter relay. This kid is progressing sweetly.
3 catches today. Bob gives him 16 for the year. They don't get it off. Delay of game. So we said a few weeks ago that the Raiders feel that Jet, as a rookie, is showing things that even the great Cliff Branch, who caught over 500 balls, did not show. And looking back at Branch's rookie year, he had 3 catches, and here's Jet with 16 and frightening speed.
Oh, yeah. One of the things that may have helped Jet is that in the offseason, he and Hostetler, both from West Virginia, worked out a lot. So there's great familiarity between the two. But this kid shows great presence and looks like he's played a lot of football.
Midpoint of the second quarter, 3-0 Raiders. Hostetler, again, lots of time, breaks the tackle, and down at the 20-yard line. Sean Lee had him for a sack, but couldn't pull him down.
A nice little straight arm by Hostetler. Sean Lee, nicknamed the Grizzly. I mean, normally people don't run out of his tackles, but watch what Hostetler does here when he tucks the ball away. The next guy's going to, he straight arms his own guy, Gerald Perry. Push and shove there to get a block. A guy who lifts weights with the offensive line.
He's not very social. We've had appointments 3 straight weeks with him, and he's denied us. He's a quiet man, this quarterback. Doesn't want to talk. Goes on top to Jet. And Jet takes it away from 2 Chargers. Oh, my.
Rookie free agents are not supposed to do this. He goes up for it, no regard whatsoever for his body, takes it right away from Darren Carrington. It's Gordon, 21 in the coverage, and this is just a foot race that everybody in the NFL is going to lose. Watch him go up for it. Great concentration on the football, Dick. I mean, this kid displays things well beyond his football experience.
51 yards, so he has 4 catches for 92 yards in this first half.
2.
And the Raiders use their second timeout with 5:46 remaining in the second quarter. In the half, 3-0 Raiders. Raiders on the march. And let's take a look now at the natural gas quarterback efficiency ratings with 6 games left in the year, 7 counting today. The Boomer is Jets won again today. Mitchell perhaps out for the year. Second, Elway, Freeze, and Hostetler 9 and 10. Montana would be in the lead, but does not have enough throws to qualify.
Look at this. Goodness, most of that for the Raiders to James Jett.
92 of the yards. Fake to Brown. And the throw to Robinson, and well covered. Gary Plummer picked him up on the swing and stayed with him stride for stride. Plummer playing a big first half.
Easy for the linebacker to drop that coverage on the running back too. Few running backs can keep pace with, a few linebackers can keep pace with the running backs down the field.
Sticky fingers, referring to the fact that he has 2 interceptions this year, had only 3 in his career prior to this season. Tim Brown to the right. And they bring him in motion and give to Robinson. Big hole. And Robinson barrels to the 13-yard line. That's close to the longest run of the season by the Raiders. Prior to today, the longest run was 17 yards by Vince Evans on a scramble.
Dick, they took advantage of the Charger defense here with 6 defensive backs in the ball game. They got some good angles on those defensive backs, and you can see 5 of them there making the tackle.
16 yards, so almost a move past the venerable Vince Evans as the top Russian play.
I think we saw that run, didn't we?
Yes, we did. In the Jets game. Now it's Napoleon McCallum. Dropped for a loss by Plummer. A linebacker named Plummer should plug the hole, and he did it well there.
He did it too. He can still move. He likes playing on the inside. Here he is right here. He's going to pursue properly. And the strange call here. McCallum is a fullback, and you're running an unprotected sweep. No blocking back in front of him. And if you don't get a helmet on everybody, that play's not going to work. And it didn't.
Guess really the Plummer should unplug the intent.
I got the message. I understand.
2nd and 11. Jet in motion. They're looking for him. Underneath the Brown, almost a one-handed catch. That was a tough play for Brown. He knew that Hendrickson and Seau were about to deliver a big blow.
He runs the crossing pattern. That's Donald Frank. This is zone coverage by San Diego. They pass him across the middle. Seau's got him. And Tim Brown, look, I think if Hostetler puts that right at his chest, he makes the catch. But Hendrickson, 34, was there to rattle some bones.
4:07 left in the half. 3-0 Raiders. A third down and 11. And number 40, James Fuller, levels Hostetler. Rookie from Portland State. A flag is down. And the Raiders say it's against San Diego. So that was would have brought up 4th down and another field goal try. Let's see what Johnny Greer has to say.
Here's the blitz, Dick, and it's a delay blitz. He waits until everybody clears that can possibly block him, and then he doesn't go to Hostetler, he goes through Hostetler. Watch this hit. This is a heavy hit right in the middle of the back.
Foul. Unnecessary roughness. 94 on the defense.
And meanwhile, Chris Mims, 94, called for unnecessary roughness. So that a huge penalty against San Diego. The Raiders were going to come on to try for 3. Instead, they get a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that penalty usually reserved for the Los Angeles Raiders in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
The Chargers. That's the unforgivable. Hostetler, all in one piece, has his team at the 8-yard line, leading 3-0. Napoleon McCallum breaks a tackle and drives to the 5. And look, it's still on his feet to the 3-yard line. What an effort by McCallum, who was a Charger. In fact, Jim Lachey went to the Raiders in a trade that brought McCallum, a Navy man, to San Diego.
I don't think you want to bring it up to the Los Angeles Raiders. Watch 98 Sean Lee and 55 Seau in there. Somehow McCallum keeps his feet until 2 weeks ago. Used very little, and then against Chicago gets a lot of playing time, responds. He's back to short yardage and goal line now for the Raiders.
Scored another touchdown last week, but fumbled as well against Kansas City. So he's toppled here after a yard pickup to the 3, maybe inside the 3, and 3rd down comes up.
Well, you think there's a little more imagination down here for the Raiders. With all that speed, I mean, not being a coach, very difficult to stand here and say what works. But at the same time, just 3 straight dives into the line of scrimmage, or 2.
Clock running. They're going to use another 7 minutes on this drive after an 11-minute, 22-second drive to start the game. Montgomery comes in the backfield, and Jett is also the 3rd wide receiver. 3rd and goal. Hostetler hit from behind, throws it away, and no penalty flag. They're going to call that a pass.
Boy.
Oh my! Seau had him. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time.
Dick, he was not out of the pocket. Johnny Greer, the referee, determined he was not throwing the ball away to avoid losing yardage. This is a 3-step drop they get a sack on. Boy, that's, I don't know. The new rule says that if you roll out of the pocket, then you can throw it away. He was right behind the center when he threw that one.
We understand we have some technical difficulties up in Mile High Country. We welcome those watching Pittsburgh, Denver. This is Jeff Jager. Short field goal try for the Raiders, and he boots it through. The 2nd field goal for Los Angeles to lead 6-0, but disappointing for Shell. Long drives, short field goals. Not a good theory. Drives to the Raiders, but stopping them short of touchdown. 6-0 the score. That last drive was 7 minute 16 seconds. Eric Bieniemy will take the kneel down at the 20-yard line. Let's go back to the big play by Junior Seau.
Here's the blitz or the pressure. But watch right here at the end of the play. You'll see Tim Brown come across there, and Hostetler again with his strength, Dick, able to get this ball off right at the feet of Tim Brown. It's no intentional grounding. Allows the Raiders another field goal attempt.
Timeout, 2:27 to go before halftime. Raiders dominating play here in San Diego. Look at that total yardage, but lead just 6-0. Stan Humphries maybe. Some fans are wondering when he might return as the quarterback, the man who led the Chargers to that phenomenal 12 out of 13 run last year. Breeze underneath. The tight end Derek Walker. First catch for him, his 17th this year.
They're going with a hurry up, and I think that's Freese's second completion in this first half. That's how ineffective he has been.
I think he's 1 for 7 at the start of this possession. Freese, who played his ball at Idaho, fires complete to the top receiver Anthony Miller. First down at midfield, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes.
Miller just runs the square, and you see that the Raiders are in zone coverage. He goes inside the linebacker. Freese puts it right on the money. That's a nice completion.
Chargers trying to gain the lead by halftime. A rare day, clouds. This is a change of seasons in Southern California. A cloudy day in San Diego.
And the change of season lasts what? A day and a half, maybe 2?
Till the rains come, and that's winter. There, the timeout situation. San Diego with a couple of Freese completions, moving the ball to the 49 of the Raiders. 6-0 Los Angeles. 1:59 to go in the half. Inside handoff to Ronnie Harmon. And Harmon with flags flying out of bounds at the 38 of Los Angeles. And where those flags drop, you would expect it to go back.
Holding against the Chargers. Chargers use Ronnie Harmon in so many different ways. When he's in the backfield, you consider him first a receiver.
Holding. 80. Offense. Still first down.
Sean Jefferson downfield.
He was trying to make a block out in front. You see he's kind of stalking his man down the field, but he grabs a hold of his arm. I mean, that's easy. I mean, that wasn't even a...
Come on. Out of all the holding we see in a game, that's one that gets a penalty?
Yeah, but for receivers, small, svelte receivers, I mean, that's...
You can't do that. In the line,
yes,
if you called that, everyone in the stadium would laugh. So first down and 9. Freese dropped for a sack. The first of the game, and veteran Howie Long gets it.
Great coverage by the Raiders, Dick.
Townsend and Smith put on the pressure,
Timeout.
and Long
San Diego.
picked up the
Number
sack.
1.
Timeout with 1:47 to go. Forward to sharing Thanksgiving with you from Texas Stadium. Don Shula's Dolphins and Jimmy Johnson's Cowboys will be licking their wounds after the upset they took in Atlanta today. Here, second down, 13. Freese threw the ball out of his own hands and gains a yard at the 49, and the fans don't like what they see.
Dick, it looked like the ball bounced off of his thigh bone
Timeout.
as he was
San
running.
Diego. Number 2.
Jefferson 80, I believe, was the primary receiver. Watch when he starts running, it just... I think when his hand goes down, it just comes right off of his thigh board. They're lucky to recover.
The Charger offense continues to struggle at home. Home, they have only 2 offensive touchdowns in 4 home games. Beat Seattle without a touchdown on 6 field goals. Beat Houston on 6 field goals, no touchdowns. Had no offensive touchdowns last week in losing to Chicago 16-13, a fake field goal. got them this only score. Touchdown. Freeze. Down he goes. And another sack for the Raiders. Receivers were either well covered or Freeze couldn't find an open man, and Townsend, the veteran, has his 6th sack of the year.
And Dick Freeze was looking all over the place to find a receiver. They had a lot of receivers in the pattern. If John has a problem here, he doesn't seem to look off that primary receiver very well. Anthony Smith was in there along with Greg Townsend, flushed him out. The two of them come up with the sack, second of the day, second on successive plays for the Raiders.
And you have to wonder, Bobby Ross has contemplated the last couple of weeks whether or not he would give Stan Humphries a return to the lineup. And you can't blame Freeze for the Chicago loss. There were 3 touchdown passes dropped by Charger teammates, and so I think with that in mind, why blame Freeze? Give him another chance. But the offense just unable to produce, especially at home.
Dick, you're right, and his numbers now for the half will be 3 of 8 for 38 yards. Yeah, you almost have to give Humphries a chance in the second half.
John Kidd to punt. Tim Brown fades back to about the 18-yard line. Fair catch by Brown inside the 20. 1:16 to go, and the Raiders with a chance to add to their 6-0
possession, first downs, total yards, completions, but can only come up with 2 made field goals.
And what has to worry the Raider brain trust is the fact that the Los Angeles team has had terrible second halves this year. Robinson, the rookie, out to the 22-yard line. Pick up of 4 more. He's going after the all-time Raider rookie rushing record set by Marcus Allen in 1982. Marcus just under 700 yards, and Robinson is close to 500 already. Hostetler, wide open Jet. He's over 100 yards and takes it out to the 44-yard line. They're giving him plenty cushion. Richard and Gordon with a tackle. 42 seconds to go in the half.
And Dick, this is just flag thrown by Johnny Greer. This is just a little square in run by James Jet. Again,
Defense.
encroachment against the defense.
Oh, what a penalty. That stops the clock for the Raiders.
Yes.
And the Raiders have only 1 timeout left.
San Diego's defense showing some fatigue, doing some very foolish things here.
Encroachment. 91. Defense.
Leslie O'Neal, the veteran end. So Grossman and O'Neal both have been ticketed for offside. That gives the Raiders 5 yards and stop the clock. 39 seconds and 1 timeout left. Hostetler to Jet again, and he has a half-dozen catches in this first half. James Jet. What a name for a wide receiver with that brilliant Olympian speed. And it looks as if the Raiders have hooked into a sensational product here.
He's not the only one in the family with speed, too. He told us his sister Keisha was the Maryland sprint champion. She just got a scholarship to go to college.
University of Florida she'll be attending. The Jet will arrive in Gainesville next year. Moving into field goal range, Hostetler. And this time Jet unable to get to it. Darian Gordon on the corner with the coverage. Now, why would a Jet be a free agent? Basically, if you're wondering, around the league they felt at 165, and he did have an injury in his senior year that he wouldn't hold up. That image of a sprinter not being able to hold up the punishment in the league. But boy, he just looks like he handles it more than well.
Yeah, there's also this certain prejudice against former track guys. They only like to catch the ball going to the goal line. Jet is more than willing to take the punishment. He's open again.
Jet's open, and down he goes at the 22 in field goal range. Gordon makes the tackle, and the Raiders are personal foul, Los Angeles. Oh my. Well in field goal range, and a personal foul will take some of the yardage back. That was a 16-yard pass play to Jet, who's having in his rookie year half that any great receiver would enjoy. 127 yards on 6 catches. This is to sort out where they will mark the penalty, from where the play ended or back toward that line of scrimmage where the foul was committed.
Yeah, they're going to allow the completion and then apparently take the penalty from there. That's why Johnny Greer is out there talking to his official mates.
Meanwhile, the clock is of concern for both sides.
This must have happened after the completion was made and the receiver was down.
Even our crack NBC team down in the truck can't find the foul.
Highly unusual. They find everything.
We'll find out from Greer who committed the foul, and that at least will give us a clue. They're going to mark it apparently back to near the 40-yard line.
Hostetler is saying, wait a minute, he was down.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 76. Offense.
Steve
will
Wisniewski.
penalize 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Oh, from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That's why Hostetler is hot.
I think what Hostetler was saying is, wait a minute, the receiver was down and then the penalty took place. Give us the reception and then mark off the 15 yards back from the reception.
So they take the catch away from Jet. No play.
Wisniewski is right here, the left guard. See if you can see at any point where the contact takes place. There's a lot of pushing and shoving. The ball is caught. The player is down. Oh, and then he cuts him. Then he went after his legs, Dick. That's what he did. Wisniewski went right after the defender's legs.
So that's a 31-yard call against the Raiders.
And
16 on the play, that the catch, and 15 back the other way.
And it should be a huge penalty for doing that. Wisniewski is a better player than that.
So 22 seconds and 1 timeout left. Leslie O'Neal can't get Hostetler, but he does force him to throw wide. That'll bring up 3rd down. Marquez Pope covering Jet on that one.
Boy, that was a costly mistake by Steve Wisniewski, an all-pro player, a Pro Bowl player. Sometimes your anger gets the best of you. It took him out of field goal position. Tonight, another big catch by James Jet. And you want to play on the edge out there as a player, but you want to also keep your head, too.
Well, it's so hard not to retaliate.
Oh,
we don't
yes.
know what preceded that event. He's a great player. Hostetler looking for something big. He gets it to Tim Brown at the 37-yard line, and Hostetler hit as he threw by Leslie O'Neal. Well, 10 seconds left in the half. Not enough for the first down. It just gets it back to 4th and 10.
Here's O'Neal coming on the pass rush. He's the one who finally makes contact. Actually, Ethan Horton kind of hurts Gerald Perry a little more than helps him on the pass protection there. Shoves him down inside.
And here comes Jeff Jager, Bob, to try a long field goal. He has hit 2 from 53 yards. This one would be 56 yards. On its way, and no good. That would have been a Los Angeles Raider record. Jager with a 54-yarder holds it. And because of the penalty, the Raiders denied a field goal that would have given them a 9-0 lead, or at least it would seem. Jager, with his record this year, they were down to the 22, would have been in a situation of a very makeable try.
And I think Steve Wisniewski, being a very intelligent player, knows what he cost his team there. But what a half this is. This is one of the strangest halves of football I think I have ever seen for the Raiders.
Every time we do a Raider game, you're saying that. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
You have a short memory. You're always saying that when the Raiders play. That the end of a half that doesn't seem to have anyone happy. The fans in San Diego, nor the Raiders, who should have much more than a 6-0 lead. We'll be back after these messages from the National Football League. So Bobby Ross apparently has made the decision to go with Stan Humphries in the second half. His offense sputtering, and Humphreys with a helmet on. And San Diego gets the ball first as Jeff Jaeger ready for the kickoff. 6-0 Raiders as we open the second half. A Charger win, they'll be both 5-5. Raiders win, they go 6-4. It's Bieniemy out to the 17-yard line. So good coverage by the Raiders, who have been tough covering kicks all season long. Mike Jones, a linebacker, made the stop.
It's hard to imagine, Dick, looking at these stats, that the score is 6-0 for Los Angeles Raiders.
Coors Light halftime statistics. Look at the total yards, 272 to 69. James Jett had almost twice as much yardage as the entire San Diego team, and the cheer is for Stan Humphreys as he comes on the field. From Northeast Louisiana, Humphreys acquired early last year from Washington for a #3 draft pick when Freeze was injured in the preseason. And he hands off to Marion Butts. And the Chargers, who had left their running game in that second quarter, come out running. And you see why Humphreys was replaced by Freeze. His numbers not that good. Bad shoulder. He was really rocked in the preseason game against the 49ers.
You can see how long he's been sitting. Interesting to note, though, in Bobby Ross's practice schedule, the backup quarterback takes about 1/3 of the snaps. So at least Humphreys does have some time underneath center.
Little misdirection, and it did not fool Aaron Wallace, the Raider linebacker, as Butts gains only a yard on 2nd and 5.
As bad as the numbers look for the San Diego Chargers in the first half, being down 6-0, they got to feel, hey, this game has just started. And they only ran 20 plays in the first half, Dick, so they've barely scratched the surface of their offensive game plan for this week.
Well, they don't give him much at all. It's out to the 23, so it'll be 3rd down and 5. So Humphreys' first throw under pressure. And down he goes, and a flag with it as he is crushed at the 16-yard line. And perhaps, as the holding signal is given, perhaps we should switch directions here in terms of focus and say the Raider defense has been tough.
Yes, it has. That ball.
Holding 67. Offense is declined. 4th down.
Veteran Stan Brock of the great Brock family of Beaverton, Oregon, guilty of the hold.
That's where it takes place. It's on Townsend. The intended receiver here is Ronnie Harmon, and he pulls the ball down, and Townsend's right there on his leg for the 3rd sack of the day for the Raiders.
Long was the one who wound up on Humphreys' back. Kidd delivers a beautiful spiral that chases Brown back to the 32. His first return chance, and he's cut down at the 39, and those 7 yards will make him the all-time return man in Raider history with punts as he passes Neil Colsey. 52-yard kick, 7 on the return. Steve Hendrickson, who's everywhere on the special teams, makes the tackle. Now here is what frustrates Raider fans. Big in the first half, a reversal of personality in the second half, as they have been outscored 113 to 58. So they've been the team in command at the intermission, then something happens.
And they're not sure that they've figured out what it is.
From the 39. And off to Robinson, and he's hit in the backfield. Leslie O'Neal. But Junior Seau got an early piece of him and forced Robinson wide.
And I think what Bill Arnsparger has to do with his defense here is be a lot more aggressive. Historically, this Arnsparger defense is very conservative. There's not a lot of blitzing, but the manner in which the Raiders controlled the offensive line of scrimmage in the first half, he's got to change a lot of what this defense does in the second half.
A loss of a yard. Brown right, Jett left. Hostetler to the wide open tight end, Ethan Horton, and he has a first down at the Charger 43. Donald Frank and Stanley Richard in the Charger secondary with a stop.
You know, Dick, I get the feeling as you watch Horton release off the line of scrimmage that Arnsparger has told his defensive backs, no one of the Raiders is going to get by you today. I want you guys deep, because we've seen so many Raider receivers open in the intermediate area. I mean, that's just a crossing pattern. Nobody underneath, an easy completion for Hostetler.
Raiders who own possession time and yardage in the first half, but only 2 field goals. And Robinson hit in the backfield. Oh, Chargers appear to be hitting with more ferocity early in this second half. Leslie O'Neal was there, Blaze Winter, and others.
Watch the defensive line. They're now taking predetermined moves. You know, they're trying to jump around blocks. Winters makes the first contact. Leslie O'Neal there. Carrington also.
Bert Grossman had a shoulder in as well. O'Neal, who leads all NFL sackmen the last 2 years, 92 and 93. He has 25 sacks, one more than the Raiders' Anthony Smith. Little safety valve out to Robinson. It was dropped inside the 40-yard line, shy of the first down, inside the 35. And down is Hostetler. He has taken some real hits and gets up again.
Robinson is the outlet here. Wisniewski, 76, will be out there. Oh, you got a sandwich between Mims and O'Neal, 91 and 94. But Wisniewski does it. Watch what happens here. O'Neal is going to be on one side, and Mims, oh, man, that'll take the breath out of you.
And here's a man, Hostetler, last week you said how many ice bags on him?
An NFL record, 7 ice bags on him during the week. And he didn't miss it down last weekend.
That's hurting. Here's Vince Evans, 38 years old, not the oldest in the league. He's the oldest Raider. He's a year younger than Steve DeBerg, who is the graybeard in the NFL and showed he's still got a lot of life left in that Miami win earlier today.
It doesn't appear that Hostetler has an injury. I think he's just trying to recapture his breath.
It's third down, a yard and a half. The toss to Montgomery, got running room, and easily the first down at the 27. Carrington finally drops him. They turn the corner once again. Montgomery, who's carried just rarely this year, had only 49 yards coming in, and apparently Hostetler back in the saddle for the Raiders.
And Dick, I think your point about Montgomery is one that also spread to the Charger defense. He's not a runner, he's a receiver, so they expected pass, they run the sweep. Montgomery picks up the first down.
Good call by Archell and his Raider coaching staff. Just the wind knocked out of Hostetler as the official report. Steve Smith, and penetrating was Junior Seau. He was in the middle of all that to force a change of direction, and Leslie O'Neal cleaned up Seau's work.
Matter of fact, Junior Seau established his reputation in the NFL as an outside linebacker. I think still safe to say adjusting to playing inside linebacker, it's a little less glamorous in this Arnsparger defense. It's a very specific role that inside backer plays, and I don't know that Junior really likes it in there yet.
Well, the Raiders started the game with an 18-play, 11-minute drive, and they're chewing up time again. Look at Robinson spinning out of tackles all the way to the 3-yard line, and a flag is down. And they may call this one back. They are. What a run by Greg Robinson. He seemed out of place, forced into the starting duty at the beginning of the season when Nick Bell couldn't answer the call. Marcus Allen traded.
Holding, 65, offense.
Marcus Allen off on his own as a free agent, and so Robinson used as the runner and seemed to struggle, but look at this effort by Robinson.
And he breaks the tackle of Seau 55, Plummer 50, and the cornerback just puts his head down. Huge mistake by the cornerback, but San Diego gets away with it. And I think no matter what the record of the Los Angeles Raiders is going to be at the end of this game, its highlight film should be, it's going to be called back.
A 20-yard run, that would have been the longest of the year for the Raiders, and the 10-yard penalty. So second and long. Montgomery younger brother of Wilbert Montgomery, a tremendous player in his many seasons, primarily with the Eagles, and then Clee Montgomery, after Wilbert played with the Raiders. And this young guy, Ty, came out as a 14-year-old to the Raider practice to watch Clee, and Al Davis said, someday you're going to be a Raider. It was Al Davis. This is the family, and we'll include you. And sure enough, here's Ty Montgomery, a free agent pick out of Mississippi.
How would you like to be a Raider someday? And he turns out to be. What are the chances of that?
3rd and 14. Too much time, and that leaves Rocket Ismail open, but he goes down shy of the first down at the 19. That'll be about 2 yards short, and so in comes Jeff Jaeger for his 4th field goal attempt.
Watch him get to the ground here. He runs the crossing pattern deep. It's zone. He knows he's getting in there with a big guy. Yes, sir. Hiding under a bushel there. Avoids the hit by Junior Seau.
Yeah, but that's not going to win any kudos when they look at film on Monday.
No. You got to take those hits, whether you like them or not.
You fall forward, you might get the first down. So it'll be from the 27, a 37-yard attempt. And Jaeger is 3 for 4. His only miss was from 56 yards. He continues his hot kicking, and the Raiders stuck on 3s, lead 9-0. The great zoos of the world here in San Diego's Balboa Park. 9-0 Raiders, very high. Anthony Miller is back there at the 13-yard line. They're trying to get something, and Miller is pounded at the 25. And a little extra after that from Greg Biekert, the rookie from Colorado. And Gary Plummer comes in to clean up, and Andre Bruce, using his feet and his hands, doesn't want to stop.
Still no flags thrown either.
Well, that's one of those, if they do, it's just negating penalties.
Right,
So.
it's both sides, offsetting.
But what was interesting is that Bobby Ross had to go to Anthony Miller, his primary receiver, to try to generate something on the kick return.
Yeah, and then Anthony Miller goes to the sideline where their offense kind of collects, and then they go out to the line of scrimmage with a play ready to be a run. It's already called on the sideline.
Humphreys unable to pass his only attempt, where he was sacked. 9-0 Raiders. So the Raiders moving the ball but able to score only field goals, and for the Chargers, that's the only good news, that they're still in the game. Natron Means in at fullback, and he gets the call. Out to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 2. Eric Jonathan has come in at tackle, number 74.
Generate something here. Their defense has been on the field all day long, Dick.
Humphreys lets it go long. Caught, but out of bounds was Nate Lewis. Good coverage by Lionel Washington that crowded him to the chalk, and by the time the ball was there, out of bounds, the receiver.
And as a matter of fact, you named Washington correctly. He told us last night it's Lionel Washington. Nate Lewis coming back from injury. There's a little bump. Incidentally, he's forced out of bounds, catches it out of bounds. Strange call. When your offense has not generated much, you want to try to move the chains. That's a very low percentage completion normally.
Ronnie Harmon in. 3rd and 8. Good protection, and Humphreys unloads deep. Jefferson has it. First down at the 29-yard line. And a flag is down at the 45. Now that's why Humphreys ignited San Diego last year. This kind of arm.
But that is a strange call, and the play is coming back.
44-yard play, and all the big ones are being called back on penalty. Offensive interference.
Pass interference. Number 80, offense. Still 3rd down.
Against Jefferson. So that's a 54-yard penalty.
He's got James Trapp in coverage. Oh, he kind of grabs his shirt, pulls himself by. But
wow. I mean, if they call all of those, we wouldn't have a play run. How could they ever have a pass play?
But you can disguise it a little better than he did.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, he made no attempt to hide the fact that he was swimming by him there with the help of that shirt.
We're back to the 17-yard line, 3rd and 18. Oh, my, Chester McLaughlin. 315 pounds with a running start. Has his 3rd sack of the year. Where's number 91? Because when he went to Clemson, Michael Dean Perry wore that number, graduated. He's the next Michael Dean. Wow.
When he puts you on the ground, Val, you go to the ground. I asked him last night for his size. I said, are you a big weightlifter? He said, no, I'm not interested in lifting weights. So he's a natural 315-pounder.
Raiders with 4 sacks today. They had only 3 in their last 3 after a big start. John Kidd needs a big kick, a wobbler, fair catch, and Tim Brown has the Raiders at the San Diego 48-yard line. When we return, LA leads 9-0. Fans still in Glendale are wondering why you never played. Migrated from Illinois and wound up at Utah, Cincinnati Bengals. I want to give you, this is your home territory for a while. 10 times in 10 years in the league, 4 times to the Pro Bowl. How many passes did you catch? You're going to be modest there, huh?
Around 300, something
300
like that.
passes. See, so it's not. He does more than just
what
talk.
are we doing this for?
Well, I just thought it was time to really salute my partner. I don't think a lot of fans forget. We have younger audience all the time that a man has grown out of great talent as a player.
Well, in 18 seconds, you capsulized the whole thing.
And boy, could he bale hay during the summers. Hostetler underneath, and Robinson has the catch at the 42 of San Diego. Pickup of 6 or 7. Plummer and Sayao with a stop as you look at the other late scores. And how it's so topsy-turvy. You see Pittsburgh devour a good Buffalo team, and then the next week it's Denver handing them their own plate.
Lunch, yes. The Los Angeles Raider defense has now put the Raider offense in a spot where they should power this ball down the field against the San Diego Chargers for a win.
A touchdown here would just about sew it up for LA the way this game has gone. Robinson ad-libs his way outside, and a flag goes down. And that's one of the great throws of the season by the back judge. Measured at about 33 yards. His flag flew from almost the goal line. And Banks Williams, the throw of the season.
That covered more yards than any play San Diego's had today.
Sad but true. You're a Charger fan. Hostetler has had a good game again against the San Diego defense that's next to last in the
Holding,
league.
88, offense, still 2nd down.
Pass defense. Boy, he hurt his back. He threw that one so far. There's a little weight in that yellow hanky, and I mean it's a lot of the wrist. You got to have the real good wrist action.
Oh, we're making fun of this. This is awful for the Raiders every time they get a big play. It's coming back.
Both sides, the big plays have all come back. From the 48 then, 2nd and long, Hostetler. Hostetler goes out. What a play! 50. And now to the 45. Jeff Hostetler, and the flag is downfield, and should have been another for a late hit on Hostetler.
Dick, I saw the penalty flag. That's going to be on Hendrickson holding up the tight end Ethan Horton. So this is going to be against the Chargers. There is no question in my mind that Hendrickson's the man on the hold.
Yep, and the Raiders will
Holding.
get the yardage back.
34, defense, 1st down.
And the 1st down with it. While we were talking about the paucity of performance by the San Diego offense, their last 3 possessions, San Diego's gone 110, 147, 1 minute 45.
And of course, when this happens, watch the hold. See him pull it. I think he even grabbed a hold of Ethan Horton's helmet, his face mask. Obvious penalties. I think part of it is fatigue on the San Diego defense. They've been out there a bunch today.
Robinson cuts inside. Oh, what a hit by Hendrickson. He was ready to make amends. And we go to New York for this. Our choreographer Nathan Luskasian predicted that coming out to the park today. He said, is Elway still with Denver? Watch out, Pittsburgh. Hostetler to Tim Brown at the 25, first down, and Hostetler delivered that just as Grossman arrived.
Dick, the cushion on these Raider receivers has been so lax. This is Darian, Gordon on the coverage, and Brown takes the inside release, and each step you can see him gaining yards away from the defender, catches the back end of the football.
You know, I don't want to produce it, but can you roll it in reverse? I'd like to see how that ball, where he caught that almost right off the back tip. Now those are hands.
Yes, sir.
Tough enough to catch that, Bill. Watch where, just as we freeze it in here, look where he catches that ball. It's through his hands, incomplete, right? Wrong.
Oh, that is strength. Pure strength in the hands.
Beautiful. Thank you, gentlemen. Ty Montgomery caught from behind. Did he fumble? Looked like it was free. Yes. Hendrickson comes up with it, but was it called? They may have said runner was down.
The official is saying the runner was down.
No, now the signal.
They changed it.
So the Chargers at a point where they needed a big play, get it on the fumble recovery, and Hendrickson in the thick of it.
You're going to see the hit on Montgomery, and it's a big one. Yeah, see, there's no question the ball is loose. Hendrickson is the guy who makes the hit. Looks like Plummer is the man with the recovery. Maybe it was Hendrickson. Big play, San Diego. Hendrickson locked up with Wilkerson, the offensive tackle. The spin move, he makes the hit. The ball is jarred loose, and then he also makes the recovery. Hendrickson plays tight end, H-back on offense, on all special teams, linebacker on defense. Big recovery. Nice hit by Hendrickson.
Well, his Cal team, he's happy about their win in the big game against Stanford yesterday, and big game for him against the Raiders, who lead 9-0 as Humphreys delivers underneath to the tight end Walker. He's to the 32, about 6 yards. Moss and Kelly, Raider linebackers are there.
I think the San Diego Charger coaching staff has to say, look, we're down 9-0. We've run so few plays. We really don't know what will work or not work. Let's go back to the top of the game plan and start over. You can see how much trouble San Diego's had.
3 times, 3 and out.
Yeah.
Means now replaces Butts, and it's Means with the ball. They've done a good job, the Raiders, denying Natron any big yardage. Hoskins, the safety man, right up on the line of scrimmage to help out on the tackle.
And Dick, you got to give credit where credit is due. And the defensive line of the Los Angeles Raiders has just overwhelmed the Chargers offensive line.
Hey, this is the #3 defense in the league, the Los Angeles Raiders, and the #1 defense against the pass. This is a very, very good team on that side of the ball. 3rd down and 4. And they go to a run, and they won't get enough. They're stopped shy of the 35-yard line as Ronnie Harmon in there. Usually you think pass with Harmon, who is a second on the Chargers with 44 catches, but Bobby Ross did not fool the Raiders.
No, they were trying to take advantage of what they may have seen or faced 3 weeks ago, and the Raiders had their standard defense. The play didn't work at all.
Well, it's not a good sign when your punter is kicking for the 6th time in 3 quarters. Tim Brown trying to add to his Raider punt return yardage record. Will have a chance at the 25. He gets 5, 10, 14 yards on the return. When we come back, the Raiders with a 9-0 lead. Ball at their own 39, and just seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Top coaches in the game will Matchwitz Thanksgiving Day here on NBC. 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 here in the West. Hostetler from his 39 gives to Rocket Ismail in the backfield, and the Rocket torn down by the helmet at the 49. No flag. Donald Frank made the stop. So Art Shell puts Ismail in the backfield, and he picks up a quick 10. The end of 3. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. Reception leader Gil Bird. How the Chargers miss his influence and his talent, injured in the preseason, and the way he was talking the past week here in San Diego sounds as if he's looking ahead to a life away from football. First down. Oh, what a hit in the backfield by Sayal. What a smack. You could hear that one throughout the stadium.
It's all right for Junior to celebrate, but at the same time, that's the only celebration he's had today. It used to be that he made a lot more plays. It's the blitz. There's nobody there to block him. Helmet on shoulder pads. Loss of 3 yards by Greg Robinson.
Well, more and more we're hearing about the blitz to stop the run. Gina Seau Jr. grew up just north of San Diego, the Oceanside area. Hostetler to the sidelines and way over the head of James Jett. Darian Gordon, Stanford rookie, covering Jett.
Well, they have tightened the coverage on Jett, and why not? He had 6 catches for over 120 yards in the first half. But Dick, I again must state that the Raider defense has done such a wonderful job today of just taking everything away from the Chargers offense. This Raider offense ought to be able to just power its way down the field. And that this season has been the problem the Raiders have had. They don't seem to be able to exert that power in the second half.
And now 3rd and 13. Hostetler to the sidelines, and again, good coverage by the Chargers. Donald Frank denying Rocket Ismail, and for the first time today, the Raiders have to punt. San Diego has kicked 6 times.
To this point, to have just 9 points and Gossett punting for the first time seems like a contradiction. It can't happen in the same game.
Darian Gordon will return, and he's had some big returns this year. Former Oklahoma High School State Wrestling champion. 10 on the line of scrimmage, but it's the return that's on, and Gossett aiming for the sidelines and will deny Gordon a return. They'll have to mark it. Looks like it'll be outside the 20. And right on the 20-yard line. With it a timeout. 14 and change left. Diego, but unfortunately not on the field. 9-0 Raiders. Who's writing this stuff? From the 20, Humphreys. Looks long down the middle to Marion Butts, but again, no catch and no penalty. Butts thought he was hit early. Derek Hoskins, good coverage for Los Angeles.
Butts not a receiver at all for this team. Only 10 catches to this point in the season, but it's just the fullback up. He gets by Joe Kelly. Sees the oh, that is a little early, but it's very difficult. Remember, the officials are behind Derek Hoskins, so they let it stand. But again, there's no power. There's no. Look at the total plays here. Absolutely amazing.
57-30. Well, the Chargers so far in this half, 3 and out, 3 straight possessions. 2nd and 10. Delay to Butts. Hey, a first down. Anderson and Trapp in the secondary get Butts after a pickup of a dozen.
That being the 38th play of this game for the San Diego offense. You know they're fresh. I mean, there's nothing here, nothing fancy, just straight ahead blocking. Get Butts ahead of steam, fire up through the defense for a nice first down pickup.
From the 32. Try it again. Greg Townsend right there to say hello to Marion Butts. No gain. In fact, a loss of a yard.
And Dick, when you can get a running back like Marion Butts to make that first little sidestep, watch what happens. Nothing open at the hole. When he takes his first little step to the sideways, the defense has already won. They've already gotten what they want. Townsend's right there. He had no choice but to turn it, and you neutralize all of his strength and power.
Greg Townsend, one of the all-time leaders in sacks, stopping Butts, as he has Harris quarterbacks in his 11 seasons out of TCU. A pass down for Humphreys. Natron Means goes into the pattern. And then they throw underneath to Walker, the tight end, who bumps his way to the 36. Make it Dwayne Young. Dwayne Young's first catch today. Eddie Anderson with a tackle. This is what has frustrated San Diego fans who cheered a playoff team last year. Against Seattle, they won and didn't score an offensive touchdown. Houston, they won, didn't score. Lost to Kansas City by 3, scored 2 touchdowns in a 17-14 game. Didn't score an offensive touchdown last week against Chicago and haven't scored one today. Oh, my.
That's a graphic that lasts forever. I mean, it just doesn't go away.
Third down. Humphreys, no one there. Closest was Sean Jefferson as Humphreys nailed by Andre Bruce.
So they've gone 3 downs and out 3 times. So now they get 6 downs and they're out.
And now time in the Raiders' favor. They'll get the ball with 11:51 left and a 9-0 lead, and certainly a touchdown would destroy any of the hardiest Charger hope. This isn't Notre Dame. Maybe all the drama was stolen yesterday with all those great collegiate games. Kidd to Tim Brown. Fair catch at the 21-yard line. 11:42 left. The Raiders with the ball and a 9. In this series have produced some mighty interesting plays. Remember Stabler, no timeout. He throws the ball forward, but it's a rule to fumble. Banaszak throws it forward, still a fumble, and Dave Casper has the presence to kick it into the end zone and cover it for a touchdown in the final seconds as the Raiders pull out a miracle win. Actually, they hookered the National Football League and created about 10 rule changes with it.
Forever known as the Holy Roller play right here in Jack Murphy Stadium.
That even knocked out the chicken that day. Hostetler goes to work with a 9-0 lead, and James Jett gets his first catch and is thrown to the turf by Darian Gordon. And I think if the chicken were here today and watched the first 3 quarters, he might feel in a similar mood. You know, there's never been one any better than the chicken. There are some good ones, but his person, I first saw him before he even came to San Diego here. While he was a San Diego disc jockey, came up with the idea. I saw him at a hockey game. I couldn't believe it, against the Montreal Canadiens. And I thought, this guy's better than the game. First down play. Robinson. Now Robinson running with some confidence when the rookie now, the play where it's designed to go, there's nothing, and his ad lib, he's done that 3 times and made positive yardage today. Plays Winter and Carrington finally get him.
Learning the offense a lot quicker than I think they expected him to. He comes into training camp and they lose Dickerson last year. He's gone, and he's there in a hurry. And I'm beginning to wonder at 9-0. We may need that chicken before this game is over, you know? That San Diego chicken.
Robinson has 65 of those yards. And now is going to match the total allowed by the Chargers in a game on the season, the 70. He's beyond that. So the Raiders have shown a very positive sign, although only 5 and 4 coming in. A rushing offense that was nondescript. No production has in the last 3 games truly awakened.
And what this Raider offense has done, that initial drive, 11.5 minutes. How many plays was it? 19 plays.
19, yeah.
Just wore out this San Diego defense. They've gone to the blitz a little bit. If you're out of balance that much, the effect shows in the 4th quarter. Raiders controlling the line of scrimmage here.
Another first down, and Robinson denied at the line of scrimmage this time. Look as if Plummer and Seau said, we're just going to charge a gap, and that's what happened. O'Neal was there, Hendrickson.
Bill Arnsparger and the Charger defense here starting to use the run blitz to slow down the Raiders. Raiders more than content, though, to, hey, you can blitz all we want. All you want. With the speed we have at wide receiver, we're eventually going to burn you.
I was out here to watch the practice on Friday, and you know that junior Seau, he plays and practice the way he does in a game. He has only one motor. He just goes full bore. Dangerous to his own teammates. Plummer on the blitz. And he gets it away, complete to Horton. What an effort by Hostetler. He has had a tremendous game. How many times have we seen him make a play in the grasp of a Charger?
This entire season, Jeff Hostetler has had grass stain all over himself. You called the blitz correctly. 50 Plummer is in there. Again, that strength. Blaze Winter hanging on to him, still able to make the completion. Horton with the big first down pickup. And look at the grass stain all over Jeff Hostetler. They knew he was tough coming from the Giants. I don't think the Raiders knew he was this tough.
Look at him. Sheeran from that position. And now it's Robinson. And he picks up almost 5 on first down. Gets him up to 75 yards on the day. So in the last 3 games, the rookie Robinson has 235 yards rushing and is right at 500 for the season.
And in the last 3 games, they faced the Chicago Bears, not a bad defense. The Kansas City Chiefs, not a bad defense at all. And coming into this game, San Diego was no slouch against the run.
Second in the league. They give him a spot after a 3-yard gain just inside the 35 of San Diego. Robinson again. Running with authority. And close to the first down before Sean Lee and Donald Frank can track him down. It'll be third, it would appear, and about a yard.
Dick, you know, we were talking about, watch what happens here on the offense. Watch the way the running back follows the block of the guard. You see the guard turns up, Robinson turns up. That's the hardest thing for rookie running backs to learn. Greg Robinson has learned it. He stays on the hip of that guard, trusts the guard's judgment. It makes the guard block harder for you. And generally speaking, you're going to be better protected by staying with that guard. He's learning quickly.
Set 22 rushing records at Northeast Louisiana, the school that produced Stan Humphries, the Charger quarterback as well. Timeout with 6:48 to go. And that barrier, constant companion of Al Davis on football Sundays, 00 Jim Otto, the first Raider to go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 15 great seasons in the silver and black.
With a double bar face mask and a what they used to call a bull ring. I mean, never had a big cage. Filled that thing, was one of the great technicians at offensive line blocking to have ever played the game.
6:48 to go. 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. It's a fake to McCallum, and the throw wide open is Horton. And the tight end has a first down at the 22. Good play action by Hostetler. Lewis Bush, a rookie from Washington State, at linebacker, made the stop.
The deep receiver was the running back, Steve Smith, that's going to go to the left. Steve Smith with the lead block. Horton kind of sneaks out in the flat. They're trying to get a cheap one here on San Diego. San Diego stays deep, but Horton does pick up the first down. Raiders have been down here several times, not today, this season.
Look at that total yards. San Diego with 81 yards in the game. That is not a misprint. And the Raiders 406, and yet the score is 9-0. McCallum down to the 18-yard line. A gain of nearly 5 before Plummer can make yet another tackle for San Diego.
I don't know that either team will play another game this season where the number of plays for the Chargers versus the Raiders is so lopsided. I mean, it was 40-20 at the half. I don't think that percentage has grown any in the Chargers' favor. They have shown so little offense in this game. It's absurd.
Well, coaches in defeat have to look for something positive the next week. I guess the only positive is when you see the numbers of this game and it's only 9-0, you've done something right.
Kept them out of the end zone, that's all.
And off inside to McCallum, and they had him stopped for a loss, but he powers forward for a 1 or 2. Junior Seau on the tackle, and the clock continues to run almost to the 5-minute mark. 3rd down.
This defense has allowed a 100-yard receiver. I mean, James Jett has over 130 on the day. Greg Robinson has had a good day rushing. Has had a good day rushing and still only 9 points. So you got to feel like the defense has pretty much done their job.
Big on 3rd down, 6 out of 10. to the sidelines. Almost intercepted. Brown with a catch and a first down. Donald Frank, it appeared as he broke for the ball, was going to take that one for another one. 102 yards in game one at the Coliseum, and he was close.
Again, the experience of Tim Brown. He comes in motion, but when he sees this ball thrown, he realizes the coverage is inside. Watch him come back quickly for the ball. Whoa, 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 I got to get back here. Whoa, he knew that. That was close. That may have been San Diego's best scoring chance right there. Donald Frank on another long interception.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. This is the 69th play for the Raiders. 35 for San Diego. McCallum and Gary Plummer, who has been a standout today, has another tackle.
And again, that run blitz that San Diego's been using has worked, and has worked very well. Here's Plummer right here, and they're just trying to get in the gaps here to stop the run. And you see Plummer untouched, just taking advantage of the run blitz stops McCallum.
First time out used by San Diego. 3:43 left. Flag of a linebacker's day's work, Gary Plummer. This is a must play for San Diego. Second down. Check that second down here. Thought it was third, so they've got another down to the Raiders. Leading 9-0 and time running out on San Diego. Turning the corner is Robinson, and he has another Raider first down. Check that at the 6-yard line.
Well, they came again with the run blitz, Dick, and the Raiders run outside it. Watch 55, 50, also Stanley Richard 24. They commit 3 more guys to the run. An excellent job by Wilkerson, 68, capturing the corner. Robinson able to make it up around for a nice pickup.
Check that with the yardstick. It's third. Well,
oh, look at that.
2-1 Raiders.
That's for it to be 9-0. Shocking.
Now the Raiders will call time. Robinson knocked out of bounds, stopped the clock, and the Chargers' behalf. Third and goal from the 7 when we come back. And if you didn't look at the score, just looked at all the rest of the numbers, you would think this was one of those 38-7 blowouts.
You know, we just saw Gary Plummer's uniform and the tools of the trade, how bloody it was as you look at Bill Arnsparger. Jeff Hostetler's got a fair amount of this game on his jersey and pants, too. His back is green. There it is. You see all that dirt?
Well, they signed him for 3 years, $7.5 million. He's paid a big dividend today. He's been outstanding. Hostetler under a lot of pressure. Play action. O'Neal gets him. Leslie O'Neal, and they'll record that as a sack, although it appeared that was going to be a bootleg run by Hostetler.
No question about it.
Timeout, San Diego.
And the
Number 2.
Chargers use their second timeout. Fourth down coming up for the Raiders. Another field goal. Stadium, a disappointed sellout crowd has seen the Chargers do nothing on offense. I'd almost think this is a spot for a fake, Bob Trumpy. 9-0. It's going to take 2 possessions for San Diego anyway. Why not go for well, I guess no. 2 touchdowns, a field goal and a touchdown could catch him up. So 12 would make it 2 touchdowns to beat you. So Shell goes for the short field goal, the 4th of the game. And Jaeger is 4 out of 5.
Dick, you mentioned should they go for the touchdown or whatever. I mean, they didn't even need that field goal to feel very comfortable in their situation here. The San Diego Chargers have produced nothing, threatened nothing.
And that's why the Raiders, and they might move up. They're number 3 in the league in defense and might be close to the top after this one. Don't miss an all-star all-around the world spectacular Disney's Countdown to Kids Day, followed by an all-Sequest adventure starring Roy Scheider. Sounds like a good family night on NBC. Then an NBC world premiere movie, The Service. They were the all-American family behind closed doors. Their true story will shock you. Neil Patrick Harris, Roseanne's Johnny Galecki star in A Family Torn Apart tonight. But for the younger members of the family, 7 and 8 o'clock, some good fare here on NBC.
Dick, in this game for the Los Angeles Raiders, we've had a 19-play 11-minute drive, a 14-play 7-minute drive, and a 15-play 8-minute drive that produced 12 points.
Meanwhile, since their first drive, San Diego has had 6 possessions. The longest drive, 2 minutes 15 seconds.
The San Diego Chargers have profound offensive problems.
Well, and it starts in that offensive line. Miller 2 yards deep. O'Gamble trying to use his speed. And does to get a good return out to the 27-yard line. A return of 29 yards. Willie Gault will be credited with a tackle. Gault, who has not caught a pass for the Los Angeles Raiders in 5 games playing special teams. Number 83, Gault.
I think Willie knows that these new track guys are kind of taking over for those old track guys, of which he is one.
Getting some ribbing, I'm sure, on the sidelines for that push tackle. Ronnie Harmon in. 3:17 to go. Chargers have 1 timeout left. Humphreys to Miller. Complete at the 44-yard line. And hurry up for Humphreys in San Diego. Of course, the Raiders will play a bit looser on defense.
And the Raiders have given just a slight hope to the San Diego Chargers to have something good taste in their mouth when this game is over.
Underneath to Harmon, headed for the sidelines, and gets out of bounds with another first down at the 42-yard line. Well, there are not many believers in San Diego. This sellout crowd at Jack Murphy, over 62,000, and we would guess 50% of those folks heading for the freeways. A lot of empty seats.
Which is unusual on a cloudy day. I mean, normally they'll stay here on a cloudy day to watch. When it's sunny, they can find 1,000 better things to do here in San Diego County.
2 first downs on 2 passes. Underneath, Nate Lewis, playing with a bad knee, injured a couple of weeks ago, has his first catch. 3 passes, 3 first downs. This is the best drive since the opening possession of the game for San Diego. 11 yards on that play.
Raiders' choice is 5 defensive backs here, 2 linebackers, and a 4-man rush.
For another first down, Sean Jefferson, but inbounds. Humphreys trying to hurry him up. Wouldn't be a bad time just to down the ball. 1 timeout left. Make that a 12-yard gain. Humphreys looking for Miller. Gets him at the 9, and that'll take it to the 2-minute timeout.
Well
5 straight completions by Humphreys.
Well done.
So the Chargers' hopes not quite so faint. Nothing, and time running out. Stan Humphreys driving the Chargers in their most efficient possession of this game, down to 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. 5 in a row completed by the strong-armed Humphreys. And we will say this, this guy who really did show a lame shoulder at times after the preseason, he does look healthy the way he's gunned it.
No question. And to repeat, too, the last time he played was almost 6 weeks ago in relief of John Freeze when Freeze got a concussion in Pittsburgh.
So 5 for 5 on this drive. But little time to waste with 1 timeout remaining. Extricates himself and throws. Touchdown! Oh, my! Nate Lewis with his 2nd touchdown, but it was Humphreys with a remarkable escape. 6 straight completion for Humphreys, and the Chargers fans who have stayed in the sellout crowd find some hope. Obviously an onside kick coming up.
Maybe this is just a weekend for things like this.
9 yards on the touchdown throw. Carney to try the point after. Good job by Kidd. That was a low snap, and he spotted it very effectively. It's 12-7. Oh, Nate Lewis staying in his pattern, and I believe the Raiders might have relaxed a bit. They thought Humphreys was going to go down.
He avoids the rush by it's Nolan Harrison 74. I mean, he's going left, throwing right. There's coverage in front. James Trapp.
How'd that ball get through?
I don't know. Lewis runs the out, and then he makes himself a receiver. See, 37, Trapp turns him loose, just turns his head ever so slightly, and suddenly Nate Lewis scores the first touchdown for the San Diego Chargers in Jack Murphy Stadium in a long time.
And now they huddle at the sidelines, do the Chargers and the Raiders, anticipating the onside kick. And we welcome those of you who have been watching the Denver Broncos manhandle the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. The San Diego Chargers with a miserable offensive show until the last drive. And here's the culmination. Stan Humphries throwing 6 consecutive completions on a drive that gets the Chargers on the board in the final 2 minutes. Nate Lewis with a catch in the end zone. And it's a 12-7 game. The Raiders have totally dominated, but could not get the ball in the end zone. 4 field goals for Art Shell, 4 short field goals.
That reception you just saw, the lone touchdown of the game for either team.
Now the onside kick with 1:53 left. Carney boots it. It goes out of bounds. On the onside kick now, the 35-yard line with the ball kicked out of bounds, not touched by anyone.
The offense, the receivers have the choice.
We have a short free kick out of bounds. We'll penalize 5 yards and re-kick.
And re-kick.
Okay, 5 yards. And the second one then, they spot at the 35-yard line.
But
or actually
nobody,
the 40 now.
Yeah, but nobody touched the ball when it went over there. I mean, I didn't see anybody from the Raiders even attempt to get a hand on that football.
Well, this is part of all that practice time that goes back to the heat of summer, trying to deliver a kick that will bounce crazily enough to give your team a chance to cover.
And you got to get it on the ground so they can't fair catch it. The receivers can't fair catch it.
Well, no time went off on that last one. And it's going to go out of bounds again. So the Raiders now this time will get the ball at the 40-yard line, their own 40. So Carney's kicks took nice big bounces, but they got to the sidelines before his teammates.
He kicked it so hard. The bounce was so high. No one on either team had a chance.
We have a second free kick out of bounds. By rule, the ball belongs to the receiving team at the out-of-bounds spot.
Out-of-bounds spot, not the 40. Okay, so they get it at the Charger 44-yard line.
And the Chargers have no timeouts left.
No, they have one.
Excuse me, they have 1 timeout left. 1:53 and a 40. If they hang on to the football, well, it'll come down to the 4th down as to what they're going to do.
You know, the Raiders aren't going to gamble a pass that would stop the clock.
No.
And here comes Hostetler, the veteran warrior. What a job he has done for Los Angeles. It's his plays, many of them fighting off a vicious pass rush to convert 3rd downs that have been the decider in this game.
Last time these two teams met, he threw for over 400 and lost.
Robinson, as the Chargers try to force a fumble, tackled at the 41-yard line. Junior Seau, 55 with another stop.
Wait a minute, the Chargers aren't taking a timeout here. Why are they letting the clock run?
Well, they might as well let it run now. Don't spend the timeout and waste all the seconds that have spun off. And this is always a frustrating time where you put yourself in a position where that clock unmercifully just eats away your chance. As the Raiders will apparently go 6-4, and the Chargers will drop to 4-6. Robinson, who's had a good day, this rookie, inside the 40 to bring up 3rd down, and there is the last timeout for San Diego with 1:05 left.
Timeout.
3rd down coming up for
San
the
Diego,
Raiders.
number 3.
Art Shell talking with Hostetler. If the Chargers should stop the Raiders here on 3rd down and the clock would run. It's conceivable San Diego could still get the ball back with, say, 10-15 seconds left. That depending on what happens on this third down. Meanwhile, young Greg Robinson, the rookie from Northeast Louisiana, an 8th-round draft pick, has piled up 88 yards rushing against the defense that was second in the league against the rush. 12-7 Raiders. Hostetler down at the 40-yard line, and he just used a little more time on the rollout, and now San Diego can do nothing except watch the game clock, which is now at 30, so there'll be 20 seconds left if the Raiders should let all the time run out, which they probably will do, and take delay of game.
Sure, they'll take the delay of game. They don't mind another 5 yards on the punt, and then it should be at the worst 1st and 80 for San Diego to try to come up with a winning touchdown. The numbers in this game, when you look in the paper tomorrow, will blow you away.
You won't believe 12-7 was the final score, because the Raiders had a 3-1 advantage in time.
Timeout. Raiders.
Until the last drive by Humphreys, going against a prevent defense where he went 6 for 6. And we're talking having the ball with 3 minutes to go. The San Diego Chargers had 81 total yards in the game. Game now with 20 seconds to go. And San Diego apparently is going to bring 11 men up on the line of scrimmage and go for the block. Now Gordon drifts back.
But I don't know why. It doesn't do them any good to have the ball in their possession anywhere.
So with 20 seconds to go into punt formation, Jeff Gossett, who's had to kick only once all game.
Dan Turk is the snapper, and he's the key. Good snap.
And Gossett aims for the coffin corner, and it's a beauty. He kicks it out of bounds at the, well, not as good as it first appeared, at the 15-yard line. Final in Denver, 37-13. The Broncos have beaten the Steelers, and now it's time for the Hager wrinkle-free cotton super play of the game. And boy, we had to hunt to find it, but it was Hostetler's guttiness and his ability to fight off the pass rush and make plays. That was a third down completion to Ethan Horton while in the grasp of Blaze Winter. Hostetler, a real warrior for the Raiders today.
Yeah, he may break his own personal record this week with 8 ice bags all over his body in the training room. Very gutty performance by Jeff Hostetler.
He's been well iced this season. He has so many injuries. He looks like a physiology textbook. 14 seconds and only a miracle to save San Diego. Humphreys looks for something huge. Anthony Miller, and it's right into the arms of Lionel Washington. His second interception, his 30th career, and that was as easy as any of them. So 2 seconds to go, and Art Shell, hard-earned win. Al Davis, the man who spent some of his NFL time here in San Diego, in the Sid Gilman era.
The Raiders got to wonder what's going on. Our quarterback throws for 400 yards when we're up in the Coliseum. We get almost 500 yards of offense. We can't win. Look at here. We need just 12 to beat these guys.
And our thanks to our producer, John Francis, John Gonzalez, our director, all heading off for Thanksgiving Day in Dallas, and in the booth to Jan Chapman Jr. and Steve Marshall for their help. The Los Angeles Raiders move within a game of Kansas City in the West with a 12-7 victory today, and the Chargers' hopes for a repeat in the playoffs appear very dim. 4-6 their record. The final in San Diego, 12-7 to the Los Angeles Raiders.